Texas talking to you. We're going to be reviewing the REOLINK 5 megapixel fixed dome that operates on power over Ethernet, model number REOLC-20-5MP. This is the upgraded version of their very popular 420 unit. We're going to unpack the package very quickly here and show you what came in the box. You'll notice that with PoE, they receive power over the Ethernet connection. However, you still have the option for 12-volt connection if you get your own power source and hook it up. Additionally, there's a reset button, which is very useful when you're first setting up your features on your camera in case you mess up your settings and need to reset to factory default. The camera is a very attractive camera. As you can see, it's got a ring of LEDs. These are 850 nanometer LEDs, so they do glow red. Some people like that feature because it shows that the camera is a real camera. Some people don't like the feature because they rather have the invisible 900 nanometer LEDs. But these are the 850 visibly red. This is a globe camera inserted into a support mounting ring. It's a little different from dome cameras. I'll show you the difference in a minute. It is very sturdily built. It has a very good feel. On top of the camera, you'll notice a very small hole. This is the microphone. This camera does record audio. From what I understand, it is pretty high quality audio. The finish is very nice. Most of the components seem to be made of cast metal. For comparison, I'll put a dome camera here. This is an Alibi 4 megapixel camera. Very similar in quality and very similar in picture capability. Also has LED arrangement as well. But you'll notice that with the glass dome, you have to open the dome to move the camera around. However, because it is glass, from a distance you can't tell which way the camera is facing. With the REOLINK camera, it's pretty obvious which way it is facing. Both cameras are very sturdy. They serve a similar purpose. Once again, with the Alibi, which is also very similar to the Hikvision, you have to open it to make adjustments in the direction of the lens. With the REOLINK, you can adjust the gimbal of the lens in any direction without opening up the camera. On the underside of the REOLINK, you can see the mounting bracket. It's a 4-screw arrangement in a square pattern, compared with the Alibi 3-screw mounting system. Both systems have hidden screws, so it is hard to tamper with them. I will say, however, that the REOLINK mount is a plastic ring, so I would be concerned about it being more susceptible to vandalism. The Alibi camera did come with a mounting plate, making it easier to mount it on hard surfaces such as masonry. Now looking at the REOLINK camera, you'll see that it has an easily accessible, waterproof micro SD chip port. This is the little free screwdriver that came with the camera, and quite frankly, it's not very good. The screws are in very tight, and the screwdriver is starting to strip. For that reason, I'm going to get a high quality tempered steel screwdriver, as you see here, and I'm going to use that to loosen up the screws. They came from the factory very tightly put in. By using a high quality screwdriver, you avoid damaging the screws. You want to engage the screwdriver straight in and press in at the same time as you're turning. As you see now, the screws are coming out quite easily. Doing this work on a towel or blanket helps catch any screws like the one that just fell out. So it's laying right below the camera now. It did not bounce off the table. And here we have our micro SD port. The door that covers the port is made out of cast metal. and you can see the gasket around the port. We're going to use a 64 gigabyte card from Samsung. These are very high quality and have been proven to do well in video cameras. There's not a lot of indication as to how to put the card in, so you'll get to see my first attempt. And of course, a 50-50 chance and it was wrong. So now we're going to pull the chip out and we will flip it over. And so you can see the underside of the chip has the contact surfaces. We're going to put those towards the lens of the camera, towards the front of the camera, and it inserts with a small click as it retains the chip right there. Using a screwdriver, I check to make sure it's all the way in, and you can pop it back out and you can pop it back in. Make sure that it is flush with the edge of the port to know that it is all the way inserted. Let me show you again how that chip works. Click it out. That's so we can retrieve it, replace it if necessary, click it back in. Now we're going to very carefully secure the door back over the port. This will create a waterproof seal. Now notice that this port actually does have a unique shape. If you put it upside down, it will not fit the curvature of the camera. The letters are legible as if you were standing in front of the camera. To put the screws in, put them in gently, turn them in the loosening direction just very slowly until the screw clicks to let you know the threads are aligned, and then screw forward to tighten them up. This is a good technique when you're using small, delicate screws. It ensures that you do not strip the threads. Once again, we're going to now take the camera out of its base. However, the screw to remove the securing collar is very large and very hard to remove, so we're going to go ahead and use a larger screwdriver that actually engages the screw well. This again is very tight from the factory. You'll notice here that that allows you to turn the camera and adjust the directions. To remove the camera, you have to pull up on the little black plastic and you need to remove the screw. When you're doing this later, after you've mounted the camera, go ahead and remove the screw completely so you don't lose it. The collar that is retaining the ball is solid cast metal. It snaps into place on the base in 3 places. 2 of them are metal ridges, and one of them is the black plastic ring, with the tab that you just remove the screw from. By removing that tab, it loosens it up and allows you to remove the collar. Here the camera comes out. It's simply a ball sitting inside a retaining bracket. And now you can go ahead and plan how you're going to mount your camera. If you're thinking of using a standard mounting box, you need to look at the different boxes that are available. This box, which was available at a local security camera store, does not take the 4 spots very accurately. You would have to use a cover such as the one I show you here and then insert the cover onto the box. There are other smaller junction boxes available. I will put down in the notes below whether or not I found one that would actually accommodate the screw settings here. Otherwise, you're going to have to sink screws into the surface using the supplied screws and the expanding anchors. This is a metal plate that came with the alibi camera. Again, none of the holes line up. That plate was very useful on the alibi camera, by the way. So here you go. That's 4 holes that you need to mount the camera on the wall. The plastic tab has a small tooth sticking out of it that actually engages the rim of the retaining collar. You can see it flexing there. And you can see the 2 metal tabs that hold the back of the ring. The camera will be able to sit in just about any way you want in that collar, making it very useful. So there you have, this is the REOLINK 5 megapixel fixed dome power over Ethernet dome camera. It does have night vision. According to the manufacturer, it can see as far as 100 feet. Please watch my subsequent video when we do the setup. We do the setup and also show you comparison pictures with other cameras. Thank you. If you like my review, please click on the link and subscribe.